reading of the entire set of acknowledgments. For those of you who helped, please know that I appreciate every one of you and what you contributed. Preface. I feel a bit like a snake that swallowed 2 watermelons at the same time. I'd started this project to write only an article, a diversion to engage my pen while completing the research for my next full-size book on what it takes to endure and prevail when the world around you spins out of control. That research is based on a 6-year project with my colleague Morton Hansen. But along the way, the question of how the mighty fall, well, it became clear that it defied the constrictions of an article and evolved into this small book. I'd considered setting this piece aside until we'd finished the Turbulence book, but then the mighty began to fall, like gigantic dominoes crashing around us. When I wrote this preface on September 25, 2008, I found myself looking out at the Manhattan skyline from a United Airlines Airbus, marveling at the cataclysmic events. Bear Stearns fell from number 156 on the Fortune 500 to gone, bought out by J.P. Morgan Chase in a desperation deal engineered over a weekend. Lehman Brothers collapsed into bankruptcy after 158 years of growth and success. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, crippled, succumbed to government conservatorship. Merrill Lynch, the very symbol of bullish America, capitulated to a takeover bid. Washington Mutual tottered on the edge of becoming the largest commercial bank failure in history. And the United States federal government embarked on the most extensive takeover of private assets in more than 7 decades in a frenetic effort to stave off another Great Depression. To be clear, this piece is not about the 2008 financial panic on Wall Street, nor does it have anything to say about how to fix the broken mechanisms of the capital markets. The origins of this work date back more than 3 years earlier, when I became curious about why some of the greatest companies in history, including some of the once great enterprises we'd researched for Built to Last and Good to Great, had fallen. The aim of this piece is to offer a research-grounded perspective of how decline can happen, even to those that appear invincible, so that leaders might have a better chance of avoiding their tragic fate. This work is also not about gloating over the demise of once mighty enterprises that fell, but about seeing what we can learn and what we can apply to our own situation. By understanding the 5 stages of decline discussed in these pages, leaders can substantially reduce the chances of falling all the way to the bottom, can perhaps prevent themselves from tumbling from iconic to irrelevant. Our research shows clearly decline can be avoided. The seeds of decline can be detected early. And so long as you don't fall all the way to the 5th stage, decline can be reversed. The mighty can fall, but they can often rise again. The silent creep of impending doom. In the autumn of 2004, I received a phone call from my dear friend Frances Hesselbein, founding president of the Leader to Leader Institute. The conference board and the Leader to Leader Institute would like you to come to West Point to lead a discussion with some great students. And who will be the students, I asked, envisioning perhaps a group of cadets. 12 U.S. Army generals, she said, 12 CEOs, and 12 social sector leaders. They'll be sitting in groups of 6, 2 from each sector, military, business, social, and they'll really want to dialogue about the topic. And what's the topic? Oh, it's a good one. I think you'll really like it, she paused. America.